Hej, hej, witam w kolejnym odcinku z Horizon Forbidden West. Tutaj kontynuujemy naszą podróż, chyba już bardzo niedaleko do Posejdona. Więc myślę, że już możemy tutaj śmiało... Długo coś w tej wodzie tu jest? Bo tak tutaj... Mieliśmy ostatnio pojedynek z potworem z Loch Ness. Także możemy iść tutaj w kierunku tego głównego chyba. Tak bym obstawiał, że głównego bunkra. No. I otwórz drzwi. Halo, halo, panie Posejdonie. Ale tu musiało być wody. Wszystko zalane do cna. Głębiej, głębiej, głębiej. To jest dziwne, że ci zenici się nie zainteresowali tym, że tak nam się udaje robić postępy. Ile tu tych... swoją drogą, co się stało, że nie słyszałeś tego dźwięku?
I can't do it. I can't give up on this place. I'm leaving everything on standby. The system's equipped for runs for decades, if not hundreds of years. It's a long shot. But maybe someday, against all odds, someone will find this place again. Marvel at its lights and wonders. Discover a fortune and boundless opportunity. Make it their own dream. After all, if the city can give me a second chance, if water can flow in a wasteland, anything's possible.
No, ten Stanley nie taki zły się wydaje. Kolejne włamanie. Czekajcie, bo gdzieś mi to w ogóle uciekło przez flagator. Czekajcie sekundę. No to ja muszę w takim razie potem obejrzeć, to może po tym odcinku sobie obejrzymy. Dobra, kontynuujmy.
I'm here to bring you home, Poseidon. To Gaia.
No ładnie, ładnie.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Poseidon's subordinate function to original code.
No i pięknie, mamy Poseidona. I no nic się nie stało, spokojnie. No skąd też mogłeś wiedzieć, nie? Wróć do szybowindy. No i w sumie dość szybko poszło tutaj z tą krainą. Została nam ta jedna baza tych buntowników. Więc tam się na pewno chciał udać, ale to jak skończymy ten wątek tutaj z Posejdonem. O, jak to jasno się zrobiło. Wszystko oświetlone. No rzeczywiście podwodne miasto. Znaczy podwodne, podziemne. No dobra. Trochę jak w cyberpunku, nie? Taki klimacik. No ale dobrze, udało się przewrócić zasilanie. Tu nie ma jeszcze jakichś smakołyków, które mógłbym podnieść? Czekajcie. Tak przezornie. Chyba i tak dobrze idę, ale... Dobra, nie będzie to takie łatwe, super. Hopla. No i pięknie. Here we are. Dobrze, ja idę, bo tak sobie tu biegamy. A, dobra, tutaj górą trzeba przejść, jeszcze lepiej. W jakimś takim coś a la Chinatown, nie? A, dobra, już wiem, gdzie jesteśmy. Właśnie przecież tu już byli, nie? A, no, trochę. Może być i tak w sumie.
Looks like that elevator I found earlier.
Wow, winda działa normalnie.
I can catch a ride instead of climbing back up.
A, jaki skomplikowany mechanizm. No i dobra, witam.
Whatever she did, it must have powered up the whole thing.
Is that an eagle? How much did all this cost?
O, rozświetliliśmy miasto.
Oh, the show my old Gramps always wanted.
There's another.
Wow, fajnie to wygląda.
His dream realized, his old Gramps' legacy ensured. Our hero beheld the sea of desert lights and wept at his good fortune.
When I saw the Embers as a child, I never dreamed they could be like this. Thank you, Aloy. Well, did you find what you were looking for?
I did. And now I have to move on.
Oh. Well, come back when you can. I got big plans for this place.
I thought you wanted to put on shows with the Embers back in the claim.
Oh, no. This is the show. Oh, can you imagine? Folks from all over the land coming to take it all in. Plus some food and a nice place to stay.
Not to mention a variety of entertainment venues.
Don't forget, games of chance. Plenty of shards to be had there for certain.
Czyli
Your dream.
czasy się zmieniają, ale pomysły te same, jak
I
widzę.
can make it happen. Goodbye, gentlemen.
Jak się ukłonili. Dobra.
This delve is a story for the ages. All thanks to you.
No to było spoko.
If Moreland and crew is gonna stay, maybe I should come back and check on them later. For now, I need to get Poseidon back to Gaia.
No
With all the
tutaj
ruins
sobie
here,
jeszcze
I'll
wrócimy.
look around before I head back. And with my new diving mask, I can swim as deep as I need to. Like at those deep water sites I found earlier.
Dzięki Aloy za informację. No dobra, słuchajcie, to plan jest taki. Tu była czarna skrzynka do podniesienia, ale to nie, to sobie zrobimy tak, że sobie wyzbieramy na pewno tutaj jeszcze tą pustynię do końca. Bo tu jest kilka miejsc, które pewnie będzie można ruszyć. Na pewno tu jest ten obóz do zrobienia. Jako taka jedna rzecz. No to czarna skrzynka. Pewnie sobie od tego zaczniemy kolejny odcinek. Tutaj jeszcze coś jest, co możemy sobie odkryć. To na pewno. No i potem wrócimy sobie do tych wszystkich podziemnych jaskiń. I do tego questa tutaj z tymi tutaj ruinami zaranymi. Także to w końcu nam się uda zrobić. No i też są te różne podwodne miejsca, których jeszcze nie mieliśmy okazji przeeksplorować. No ale to po kolei. Wróćmy sobie do Gai. Używając teleportu. Ale poszło szybko, w sensie... Może nie tyle jestem... Jak to określić? Nie jestem rozczarowany, ale szybko poszło. Szybko poszło. Bo jakby nie patrzeć, jestem już o krok znowu bliżej od finału, nie? Czy pani chce mi coś powiedzieć?
I spotted a group of Osram salvagers wandering the edge of the desert, near the southwestern border. I'd report it, but I don't think they'll last long. If the machines down
Jeszcze
there
jeden
don't get
system
them, the
został.
storms will.
Oh, that's kind
Ten,
of
który my wiemy, gdzie on jest. Dobra, oseramscy zbieracze. No ale to poczekają ci osramscy zbieracze.
This room could use a hand. I'll keep an eye out for them if I'm down there.
Dobra, najpierw do bazy, wrócimy sobie do Gai. Dobra, pan Złomek zostanie. Znaczy, są inne systemy, o których wiemy, tylko na przykład Hades był tym systemem, nie? I Hades został zniszczony, inne zostały utracone, takie jak na przykład Apollo. Znaczy, mają go ci zenici, nie? Więc... To w ogóle coś jest jeszcze do... Czyli moduł... Aha, dobra. Dron badawczy. Jak to się zazieleniło w ogóle? A tu gdzie w ogóle były... No zakładam, że pewnie nie wszystkie, ale czekajcie, gdzieś tu jest ta skrzynka, w której zawsze były nasze... O właśnie. No nie, nie tym razem. Z wami też nie mogę pogadać za bardzo. Dobra, idziemy prosto do... A?
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
Co mi pan Kotalo powie?
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, but I must ask. The woman Varl and Aaron brought in, she's related to you.
No,
It's hard to explain. She's more of a copy.
Good. If she's anything like you, we've just gained reinforcements.
Maybe.
o matko.
I heard my friend Talana came by the base. Did you get a chance to meet her?
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tanakh territory with that Karja armor of hers. She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her on sight.
She'll be careful. She's
No już
just
pomogiliśmy jej
looking for someone
przecież.
who might need her help.
Whoever it is, they better be worth dying for.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith Spectres. They are faster and more agile than any machines I've faced before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there.
On pewnie nas czeka, nie?
Getting Ether out of the Grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path, for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
No dobra. Bywaj.
On your way then.
No dobra, pogadaliśmy z nim. Mam nadzieję, że to jakoś, jakkolwiek to rusza dalej questa. Dobra, idźmy sobie... To jest nasz pokój, ale to nic nowego na razie nie doszło, nie? Idźmy do Gai. Nice, ładnie. Muszę coś wymyślić na te punkty kanału sensownego. Dobra, do Gai, do Gai. Możemy tego drona tu odłożyć.
Welcome back, Aloy. I see you have recovered Poseidon.
Dobra.
Drone's reconnected now.
Jeszcze mi brakuje, no tych dronów już coraz mniej. Ten jest tutaj na wyspie. Tego bodajże widziałem, nie? Tych dwóch jeszcze nie, a tu jest jakaś wyspa w ogóle. No dobra. Zamontujmy tego i pogadamy sobie z Gają.
I like this one.
No każdy lubi widok, hala. Dobra. Włóż ją do Gai. No i pięknie.
upstairs. Beta has something you need to hear.
Aha.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it.
Okej.
I'm back, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy. What would you like to discuss?
Dobra. To są te, o których gadaliśmy.
How long do
No
we
to
have?
już o tym gadaliśmy już, czekajcie.
What can you tell me about...
Demeter sows?
So once I bring it back...
Dobra, o tym chyba rozmawialiśmy, czekajcie.
Alone?
Okay.
A nie rozmawialiśmy, to jeszcze raz.
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay. I'll keep my guard up. The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February 2066 by order of Ted Farrow.
Nie, to my musieliśmy tego... Nie, słuchaliśmy już tego, bo ja to kojarzę.
All three of the missing functions have already served their purpose.
Tak, bo o tym rozmawialiśmy na pewno już. Dobra, to możemy sobie tu przewinąć.
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's... not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And less pessimistic.
It is true, she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
How's Catalo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. In an effort to remedy this, I have
O, wydrukuję mu protezę 3D?
I believe he will want to fill you in on the details.
O.
A solution? I'll check in with him when I can then. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, due to Zoe's perseverance, we may have a workaround.
Yeah, she filled me in. Sounds promising. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus after an initial incident.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
O Jezu, ale mi się kichnęło. Wybaczcie, na szczęście się wyciszyłem.
So there's a few people
Dziękuję.
here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
No dobra.
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened,
To w przerwie, to już dwie są, dobra.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout.
Zostały nam 4 te drony, więc...
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan.
O właśnie, byliśmy tam w
was
DLC.
created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh Plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures returned to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
No dobra, jest wiele tych nowych rzeczy, które
There was
dowiadujemy.
an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley. until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up.
Bo pewnie tak było.
When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising.
No dobra, to wszystko, a nie. Nie, wszystko. Co niby jeszcze?
So, the greatest mind, all working to build the terraforming system while the...
Dobra, no to wiemy.
What were they like?
Scared. Hopeful.
Dobra.
I should be going.
Goodbye.
No dobra. Mamy 3 punkty do wydania w ogóle, czekajcie. Ja tu potrzebuję do maksymalnego ulepszenia 5. Dobra, to poczekamy sobie z tym. Zobaczymy, co nas tutaj czeka. Taki trochę gadany odcinek znowu będzie. W sensie gadany, słuchany bardziej niż gadany, ale no wiecie o co chodzi. O, można grać z Randem. To jest mój pokój? Nie, to jest ich pokój, w sensie Zoe, Warla. Ten pokój znamy. Tu sobie wisi hamak. Tam nic ciekawego nie ma, tam coś jest, tylko jak tam wejść? Tu jest ten, chciałem powiedzieć waga, jest łazienka. Jak tam wejść? To jest dobre pytanie. A, to jest to miejsce, w którym ja byłem już. Któreś tam, nowiły te skarby tutaj? Ale bez sens. To niby spoko, ale no... Nie powinno tak być, że one się respią jakby ponownie. Bo wszystko spoko, ale to jest... darmowa rzecz, dobra.
Something on your mind.
Okej. Ten nam nic nie powie o tej ręce.
Huh. The door's unlocked now. There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, control center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
I see.
Co tu mamy? Gąsienice i poczwarki. Dobra, odpalmy sobie to.
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Dobra, z tego by wynikało, że się musimy do Gai wrócić znowu. Dobra, to jest nasz pokój. Tu jest nasza skrzynka. Czy ja mogę jakieś zapasy stąd zabrać? Oczywiście, że tak. Gdzieś jeszcze powinien być ten pokój od tych... Pomów z Warlem. Dobra, Warl poczeka. Dobra. Czy są jakieś nowe rzeczy, które mogę zrobić? To mogę. Główny obwód nadymacza mi jest potrzebny. Czy coś jest, co mogę sobie ulepszyć? Tego nie chcę, dobra. Amunicja, to mogę sobie wytworzyć spokojnie. 4, 5 strzał precyzyjnych tutaj nie potrzebuję. Oszczepy uderzeniowe. Okej. No i chyba zrobiłem kółko, nie? Tak, dobra. To teraz chciałbym zejść na dół tutaj. To było chyba tędy. Chyba tak. Okej. Co nam powie Warla?
Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big
No ona sobie nie radzi zbyt dobrze.
Something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth.
Ah,
The Zeniths
Trinity.
never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors and promised I'd meet them someday when I had learned enough. And then, one day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
What else can you tell us about Tilda? She liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses. You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training. Toiling away. Alone. So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean.
Ciekawe, czy ten dom wciąż istnieje, albo jego ruiny.
And hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many.
They didn't interest you?
I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis.
Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use?
No. Any information about them was redacted.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't! Okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is.
When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel
No pewnie było za duże ryzyko i udawała, że jednak...
Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
No dobra. Nastanę Demeter, tak? Tu mamy o Hephaestosie. Tutaj gdzieś było takie zejście, pamiętam. Czy to było to właśnie miejsce? Gdzie można było... Tak, to będzie chyba tutaj. Czy tu się będzie dało przejść? To sobie szybko sprawdzimy. Ale nie, to cały czas jest zamknięte. A, bo tu jest kod potrzebny, dobra. Dobra, to kodu sobie poszukamy innych. Chociaż czekajcie. Ten plik, który znalazłem, nie? O, Hefajstosie. Nie. To raczej tutaj nie będzie, co? Zakładam, że tutaj się tego nie dowiemy na razie. 626. Dobra. Hefajstos jest zepsuty, zbuntowany i niezależny, bo się znajduje w sieci. I on nie jest jakby tak jak te inne systemy, że one są w jednym miejscu. Jakby to ich rdzenie, tylko jest bardziej rozproszony. I to jest problem, że go się nie da przejąć tak po prostu, tylko trzeba jakby go z sieci wyizolować i go przejąć, nie? Dobra, to słuchajcie, bo to chyba więcej nic na razie nie. Dobra, to sobie zacznijmy tu od pogadania. Także ja zakładam, że coś ala internet, taka sieć komunikacyjna, która gdzieś się łączy z innymi, no coś ten deseń. Dobra, to słuchajcie, ja dziękuję za ten odcinek i słyszymy się już w kolejnym. Także jeśli wam się podobało, możecie wpadać na streamy, możecie wpadać na mojego Discorda i zaraz się słyszymy ponownie, także trzymajcie się, pa pa!